Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So I came across some stories about R. Kelly online yesterday, and most of the stories were about him allegedly having a sexual cult where he controls the activities of some young women who live on his premises. He has them living together. He controls when they shower, when they eat, and other activities that they engage in. Apparently, these women have been cut off from their families. They can't get in contact with their families. Their families can't reach them. And one of the victims, her family held a press conference. You know, they have talked about how they have reached out to the authorities. They want the authorities to visit the premises to make sure that their daughter is okay. They want their daughter to return home and all that kind of stuff. And apparently these girls that are being held are barely legal. Like, they're technically of the age of consent, like they're 16 and 17 and all that kind of stuff. In certain jurisdictions, that's the age of consent. So a lot of the girls are around that age, from what I understand. And one is like 21, you know, just turned 21 or whatever, on her way to, I guess she's on her way to becoming 22. So she's technically of age, but you know, there are issues of people saying that he abuses these girls verbally and physically and all that kind of stuff, you know, engages in all kinds of sexual acts with these girls and videotapes it. This is according to the allegations. Right now, we don't have any proof yet. We just have allegations. And this has caused a lot of controversy online. And I just want to take some time to talk about this issue. First of all, it's important to know like how one of these victims came to know R. Kelly. One of these victims apparently met R. Kelly backstage, and her family was actually there with her at the time when she met R. Kelly. And the family basically wanted her to meet him so that she could get her music career started, so he could help her out with her music career. So here you have a family that knew, you know, they apparently, no one who knows anything about R. Kelly can say that they haven't heard anything about these allegations in the past of him being involved in relationships or sexual acts with underage girls and all that kind of stuff. So I just wonder, first of all, like, why would anybody in their right mind want their daughter to be friends with R. Kelly? Knowing his history, knowing the problems that he has had in the past, why would anyone in their right mind allow their daughter to live with R. Kelly, knowing that history? And I want to talk about that history. This is a man who had been criminally charged for engaging in sexual acts with minors. There was videotape evidence of this guy urinating on underage girls, engaging in all kinds of foul sexual behaviors with these underage girls. And in addition to that, you know, he's been charged, you know, he's been sued for engaging in these acts with the girls, you know, underage girls, and he's reached settlements with some of these girls. And not too long ago, I did a video, I think it was about a year ago, back in December of 2015, about him interviewing with the Huffington Post Live, and they asked him about these past allegations. And instead of answering the question, he stormed off of the set and refused to answer the questions and got upset. And so, despite all this history involving this guy, you know, despite all these stories about him going to high schools to go after underage girls and all that kind of stuff, despite all of that, despite this video's evidence of him with these underage girls, and even in this recent allegation, they're saying that there's videotape here. You know, apparently he videotapes these sexual acts that he engages in with these underage girls recently. But despite all of this, you have people who defend this man. You have people who protect this man, who make excuses for this man, people who want to blame the victims instead of blaming the sexual predator who is engaging in these despicable acts. You know, when that whole situation with the Huffington Post happened, you had all these people defending this pedophile, defending this sexual predator. And that's typical on YouTube. I mean, you have these guys who defend sexual abusers. They defend people who engage in domestic violence. And some of these people make excuses. They say, well, it's the evil white man is plotting some kind of conspiracy against this brother, R. Kelly, and all that kind of stuff. You would think that this brother was some kind of civil rights leader, the way these people defend this guy. You know, despite all of these allegations, this guy continues to be an artist that sells out concerts, that sells, you know, CDs, and, you know, he's still a man who is at the top of his game. He's still supported by the community. You know, he's not condemned. And I think this speaks to the lack of respect that we have for black women and black girls. And it's just complete disregard. I mean, even the family, I mean, they knew this man's history, but they're going to let their daughter be with this man. And, you know, I just think that at this late date, I mean, it's a shame that this man continues to be supported, continues to be defended by the black community. You know, they continue to buy his records. They continue to make excuses for him. And I just think that this is sick, man. I think that enough is enough. And hopefully this family will be able to produce some real evidence of these allegations. And hopefully the authorities will take action. But given the track record, given the fact that so many people are starstruck and they defend this stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if nothing happens here either. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't continue to sell out concerts. He doesn't continue to be a platinum artist. I wouldn't be surprised, because in this society, I mean, after all these years, after Malcolm X made the statement, it's still true. The black woman is the least respected and protected member of society. And the fact that you had this guy who's been allowed to victimize black girls and young black women for so long and nothing happens, that just epitomizes exactly what Malcolm X talked about.